Well, I'm really excited to be here today with Alyson. And before we get started, Alyson, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. Normally, this opportunity to sit down and have a cup of coffee is done in person. But under the circumstances with COVID-19, we've looked for an alternate opportunity to have this conversation. Anthem has always been one of our biggest partners and a leader in the market, and not only in the product and services, but also as a leading thinker and a thought leader in the market. So it means a lot to have you here with us today, and I'm looking forward to having a nice conversation. It is a unique experience when you consider our past, and it wasn't long ago that I was sitting with you with a different shade of blue. And so I just really appreciate your time, Alyson. Thank you so much. And like I said, have a cup of coffee, and I look forward to the conversation.
Thanks so much for having me back. It's always good to see you. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, but looking forward to the conversation, and thanks for having me.
Perfect. Our pleasure. So, one of the things, and it's probably the single biggest impact on our industry since the launch of ACA has been COVID-19. And, one of the great things is that as an industry and a community, I think we've really come together to provide information and clarity and additional support and resources to help guide brokers, employers, and ultimately members through this experience. Would you mind kind of sharing some of what Anthem is doing to support members and employers and brokers through COVID-19?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for asking. It's been an interesting many months now, right? And I'd say from, March through June, we're not really heads down because we've been very, vocal and in front of the market as we're, through virtual avenues. But a lot of work has been done to make sure that, we're taking the best care of all of our stakeholders, from members, employers, brokers, providers, just really across the board. There have been, so much, there has been so much engagement across the organization. And I think as an organization in general, we've become so much closer. There's been so much transparency, and as a small group segment, as from an enterprise standpoint, all 14 states, just a lot of dialogue and a lot of, tremendous success in terms of rolling things out to the market to make sure that we are, taking as good a care of all of our stakeholders as possible. I'm really proud to be part of Anthem. I think we've done, a tremendous job in very challenging circumstances. But some of the things that we've done that I'm most proud of is really supporting our employers by issuing a premium rebate, we gave them 15% back of their April premium. We gave that back to them on their August bills, and even if the group had since lapsed, we still mailed them a check, making sure that we know that they are going through very, very challenging times. We offered a special enrollment period for employees that hadn't previously elected coverage. In addition to that, we continue to offer flexibility on eligibility requirements, as we know many employers are having to either lay off employees or furlough employees, and want to make sure that they can continue to offer coverage, where it makes sense and where they, are continuing to pay for it. Like others, we've waived all cost share for COVID treatment through the end of the year. And then keeping in mind, again, all of our stakeholders. For our providers, we've accelerated payments to make sure that they are, kept as whole as possible as we go through this. And, not just with COVID, but, there's been, with social injustice, there has been a lot of, a lot of challenges there too. And so making sure that we continue to really just support our community at large. We have pledged $50 million through our Anthem and Anthem Foundation for, social injustice and health inequities. So just a lot of things, we've done, and that's just a short list, but really proud of the work we've done, and obviously so important to make sure that we support our members and our stakeholders as much as possible right now.
Alyson, it's so meaningful because when we step back and look at the community that we serve, small business employers, right? A lot of them are, living month to month and, project to project, and the flexibility that you provided around payment and of course the premium rebate as well. In my experience in talking with brokers that had clients with you that were recipients of this support, it meant a lot. And so, sometimes we step back and we look at these things and they're, small, or we're not really sure what the impact is. I just want you to know that, Anthem should be really proud of what they've done. And it's had a meaningful impact on those employers. So on behalf of brokers and your constituents and our constituents, thank you for taking that action. One of the areas too, going into COVID, there was a lot of different information that was coming from the federal government, information that was coming from the state government. And I just want to pay you a compliment. You guys did a phenomenal job packaging that information, putting it into weekly communication pieces. And, I think that's really one of the things that you'll feel good about at the end is your ability to keep people informed and up to date on what was going on and what resources were there for them. And hopefully you've gotten that feedback from consumers as well.
Yeah, and I appreciate you calling that out. And one of the things that I've said along the way these past many months now, I want to say few months, but so many months, is really just it's amazing what you can get done when you make something a priority. And this is obviously there's nothing that's been more of a priority than this. And as an organization, every last person has stepped up and really just given everything to make sure that we do everything in our everything possible to make sure that we are supporting the members. And to your point, making sure we get clarity out to the market. I mean, there's just been so many questions, right? And I'm sure for you and your staff too, for, especially those months of April through June, there's just so much uncertainty and questions coming at us, and being able to provide reassurance and answers, I think was very well received. And again, it was, very much made a priority, and really just across the organization. So everyone has just come together and made sure that we could deliver. So I appreciate you recognizing.
Absolutely. And again, I'll just say you guys should feel good about the work you've done there. It's been impactful. So I'm going to change the conversation a little bit. But before I do, one of the things that I enjoyed in working with you at Anthem and others, Colin and Jackie, is going on the road every Q4 with you guys. As the broker community knows, we would go on a 10-city tour, and a lot of that was, spent in the car, going from community to community, creating an opportunity to have dinner with our brokers, understand the market. And I just want to tell you, I'm sad, that I won't be going on those trips with you this year, because it was a great way to connect personally and also to hear from the market. But knowing that we have COVID and the way in which we're communicating and interacting with the market, would you spend a couple minutes talking about what your plans are for Q4? And as you're kind of developing those plans and how you're communicating, really what are the top things that brokers should know about Anthem and how you positioned yourself to be the carrier of choice moving into Q4?
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, many good stories from those road trips. But yeah, so, as we head into Q4, obviously it's always a very busy time for all of us. We have a lot of, positive updates to share. And in terms of staying in front of brokers, the team stays very busy, through virtual meetings, and, we will be doing some regional meetings as well, to really replace, I guess, as best we can, some of those events that we've done in the past. So looking forward to getting out virtually and meeting with some of our partners and, soliciting feedback. And, we really, really value our broker partnerships and our GA partnerships, especially like yours. And, it's really a good time to get out and get in front of brokers, tell our story and hear what they have to say. And as we've solicited a lot of feedback in the past, and it really helps drive how we move forward and try to meet the needs of our customers. So But through Q4, again, it's exciting times. Our HMO position is, better than it's been, at least since my time at Anthem, and I think in a long time. We were able to have an average decrease for HMO of almost 5% across all regions for our full network. And then for our select HMO network, we actually had an average decrease of just over 8%. And then even more good news for Priority Select, we have decreased our rates over 14% on average across all regions where that's offered. So, we really took a detailed look at our HMO pricing and looked again at our pricing decrements between regions, and we were very happy to find the ability to modify and come out with these rates and put ourselves, which resulted in putting ourselves in a much more competitive position and offering solutions to, employers who are really struggling right now. So, it's very important that we offer affordable products, and we're excited to be able to expand upon and improve upon that. For PPO, we've really maintained our position. We had a very slight decrease for Q4. And then, one of the things we're also very excited about is, we've been asked, like I said, we really value, the feedback we get both from our GA partners and our broker partners, and we've been asked for additional network flexibility. So for Q4 and Q1, we are offering additional flexibility. So a group can now select 2 HMOs and 1 PPO. So any 2 HMOs, they can have our Priority Select and our full HMO as an example, and then select one of our PPO plans. And then they can also offer, 2 PPO plans, both of our PPO plans, and 1 HMO. So 2 HMO and 1 PPO, 2 PPO, and 1 HMO. So very, flexible option, something that, again, that we've been asked for. It allows, employers to pick a base plan and have those options for their employers to buy up and just give that additional flexibility that we've been asked for. And then, one other thing I want to mention is we have a 6% commission program running right now for all brokers and for all cases that are 10 or more subscribers enrolled. And those are for effective dates 7/1 through 1/1/21. So lots of, positive news and really at a time where, not only employers need it, but brokers, in many cases need this too. So we're happy to offer that enhanced commission program.
When I saw this information come out, and I think, one, the reduction in the HMO rates, so kudos to you guys. And I think also, taking a look at the market and the need, right? Both from a COVID perspective and a financial perspective, but then really coupling that with the additional flexibility with matching networks. I really do think that brings a lot of interest in the market, I'll say that. And I'm anticipating, a really successful Q4 for you. And then, like you said, you couple that with a phenomenal broker commission campaign. It just positions you guys extremely well for success. But I have to ask you a question, and it's one I got quite frequently when I was working with you, and that is, hey, you're going to offer this program and these networks. Should I anticipate this being removed at my next renewal? Or is this something I'm going to be able to, continue offering to the employer and their employees?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. No, once the group is, sold and they come in and they elect the network combination that they'd like, they will keep that for the life of the case.
Perfect. Well, and I think that's a win-win all the way around, and it brings a sense of security to those clients making that decision. So great job. I'm looking forward to, going on that journey with you into Q4. So Alyson, I know we've touched on this a couple times throughout our conversation this morning, but one of the things I'm really proud of is our partnership. And I think both of our organizations really look for opportunities to work together to improve communication, to improve broker, employer, and member experience. And I'm just really thankful to have partners like you to go through this journey. But I'm also really excited to spend a couple minutes talking about something new that we're doing in partnership together. And I think many people that are listening today are aware of our ReTree campaign, where we've committed to planting trees in areas that were impacted by the fires last year. And unfortunately, we're going through a similar experience now in Northern California and a couple in the South. But you'd reached out to us about a month and a half ago, excited and interested in that campaign, but you found a new and unique way, I think, to further support Californians in the experience that they're going through now. Would you mind spending a couple minutes talking to us about that?
Yeah, this is really great, Jack. I'm so glad that we are, partnering on this. So, and I think your program is fantastic. And right now, there's never been a better time to give back to the community. And so this is a great opportunity for us to, continue to enhance our partnership. So yeah, I'm pleased to say that, for every group that is sold, and for every Anthem group that's sold through LISI, we will be partnering with Feeding America to provide 80 meals to Californians in need. So, it's a great opportunity. And yes, it is unique, as you said, and, just a great way to partner and to give back. And so I'm thrilled that we're able to do this together.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great thing, to give back to the communities that we serve. But the best part about it for me is, we're doing this as partners. We're also able to get our brokers engaged too. And so their work and their interactions with you and our organization are leading to meaningful change and impact in, like I said, the communities that we serve. And so I'm just couldn't be more proud of your commitment there. It means a lot to the people in California that'll benefit from this relationship. So again, thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. One of the things I think you'll join me in is that COVID has done a couple things, right? But one of the things I think it's really allowed our organizations to shine in is our commitment to providing information in new and different ways, right? And so we launched our Alexa Skill program last year during our beta event. And as for those that might not be aware of that, is that we've been able to work with Alexa to program updates and information about our carrier partners. And so we're really excited about that. And so we want to further that. And I guess I would be remiss in saying thank you for being committed to providing that information and supporting us there. But we're also going to be launching a welcome box, right? That is an opportunity for us to welcome brokers into our relationship, making sure that we communicate very pertinent and important information as they start to look at our organization and yours. And I was just wondering if you could spend a couple minutes talking about what that partnership and the box means to you and how you see that influencing and impacting brokers and opportunities in the future.
Yeah, so I mean, we appreciate you. Again, it's great to just continue to find new ways to partner with you. We just recently rolled out our Anthem skill, and we're really excited to have done that, just making it even easier for members to access information. So now that Anthem has the Anthem skill and members can use this on their mobile phones, on their Alexas at home. I know we have several in this house that sometimes talk to each other. But members now can check their HSA balances and ask for their deductible balances or out-of-pocket max. In fact, my Alexa is starting to blink behind me. It hears me. But get information on COVID-19, check symptoms. I mean, it's an incredible tool that's just really easy, and members can get this information just by speaking to it, literally. And so it was a great opportunity, as you guys shared with us, this, box that you were going to be sending out to partners, and, being able to, co-sponsor that with you and get Alexas, into the broker hands, and they can actually test out this functionality, both from a LASI perspective and an Anthem perspective, and then further promote it to, their members and their clients. So that they can take advantage of using these skills and just make it easier for them to, manage their healthcare.
Yeah, I mean, I think the work that we're doing in partnership here is cutting edge. But I think it also represents a change in the way brokers want information communicated to them, right? And I'm just proud that we're able to work together to kind of fill that need. And also, too, I really think it helps brokers stay educated and aware of changing opportunities, positions, information, technology, and tools that didn't exist before. And so anything that I think forwards our opportunity to communicate effectively to brokers is a positive thing. So again, I can't thank you enough about your willingness to take part in something that's really new, and I think ultimately will allow us to be out in front of the market in a lot of ways. I'm excited about it.
Glad to be part of it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Alyson, I think it's really, really cool, and it'll be nice for you and I as COVID releases us a little bit to get back into the market, hopefully sooner than later, to be able to visit brokers and see the Alexa devices and the box in their office.
Yeah.
And, really help, see how it's changing and impacting the way they do business and communicate information to their employer groups and members. So I'm excited about it. No one's doing it, and it's really, like I said, cutting edge for all of us. So Alyson, one of the things that we haven't talked about today is our acquisition by AmWINS. And from, somebody who's now, living through that acquisition, it has been just an amazing experience. But really, I think the most important thing and why the acquisition has been so meaningful is we've been able to bring the nation's largest P&C wholesaler into our relationship. And what that's done for us as an organization here locally is it's brought a lot of additional resources, capability, and infrastructure that we've been able to provide and push into the marketplace for our brokers. Because at the end of the day, both of our organizations, I think, are very committed to the experience that our constituents have. And any way we can make that experience better and faster and more meaningful, it's always seen as a net positive. And I know I definitely see the AmWINS acquisition through that light. The other thing, though, that I'm really excited about is with having a national footprint through AmWINS, is as we develop our GA distribution channel, having the opportunity to support brokers in other states, and also brokers here in California that potentially have business in other states. But as you kind of look at our acquisition and our marriage with AmWINS, how do you see that benefiting our relationship, but ultimately, more importantly, employers, brokers, and members?
Yeah, Jack, I'm excited for you guys, working for your organization that's across 14 states, and certainly recently there's been so much dialogue, especially across, the 14 states and across the different markets between, small group and large group and national, and, leveraging ideas and resources and, taking the, best practices from other markets and applying them and vice versa. So I'm excited for you guys to, go through that acquisition and gain additional, resources and best practices and, just at the end of the day, offer more to your customers, right? So, and, as a partner of yours, I certainly think we'll benefit from it as well. And so, I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you hit it on the head, Alyson. It's actually having the ability to interact with people that have other experiences and learning from their markets, understanding what makes them unique, and sharing best practices, I think, helps all organizations get better. And I know our experience so far with AmWINS has been exactly that. So I share your sentiments there. So the last question I have, and I think it's a good one, is as you kind of sit here on the edge of Q4, I know a lot of work has already been done by Anthem to prepare for 2021 and in particular kicking things off in January. So as you kind of look out into the future, what do you anticipate in the market in 2021? How do you see things shaping up?
Yeah, so this has been a really challenging time, to go through rate development and product development and being mindful of what we are going through really as the world, what the world is going through right now, and certainly as a nation. So I'm excited to be coming through, Q4, the things that I've mentioned and what we're doing, and heading into Q1, we really have more positive news to share. We are going to be lowering our PPO rates, almost 4%, 3.7% on average, statewide. And HMO, even though we've had, those dramatic reductions, especially on our more narrow HMO networks in Q4, in Q1, we will be reducing rates again 2.7% on average, again across statewide. But these will vary by our 19 rating regions. Very excited to be able to offer that. As I mentioned earlier, it's really important that we offer affordable products to employers. And so, really, as much as the rate development conversations were a challenge with COVID and, the unknown impact to come, we feel comfortable. We've built in, those assumptions and what we think might come. We're excited to be able to, offer these rate reductions in Q1. We will continue our 6% commission program through January. So that will still apply for January sales. Groups of 10 or more enrolled, brokers will receive a 6% commission for the life of the case. And then we have, quite a few benefit changes coming for 1/1. And, again, just a lot more solutions for employers. Just a couple things I'll mention. We've reduced our pharmacy deductible on some of our most popular plans. We'll just name a few. Our Gold PPO 30, 500, and our Silver HMO 55, as well as our Bronze PPO 3950, which will slightly change in 21. But some really popular plans, being able to reduce that pharmacy deductible, which is a benefit that I know that employers take into consideration heavily when they're making decisions. We also have our Bronze PPO plan, a new Bronze PPO with unlimited copays. So, like a traditional plan design with unlimited copays before deductible. And the last one that I'll share with you is our Priority Select HMO plan enhancement. I think you're aware that on our Bronze PPO plans, we've recently included 12 Live Health Online visits. Just like those on our Priority Select HMO plans, we'll now offer the Live Health Online visits for no charge for the first 12 visits, and then just $5 thereafter. And I think you have seen through COVID that, telehealth and virtual health has really become, very popular and very much the norm. So being able to offer these benefits to members that they're really using. And so we're excited to, make those changes to our Priority Select plans. We have some other really great changes coming. I won't go through the laundry list because it's hard to digest in this format, but we are excited about, what's to come in Q1. And, I think we really have great solutions to offer our employers.
Well, great news, right? I mean, when I look at Anthem in 2020, you guys have been competitive throughout the year. Obviously really focused on Q4 with some additional adjustments that I think position you extremely well for success. And then to double down on that for Q1 of 2021 with additional rate decreases, but also some benefit improvements. And you couple that with the commission program and some flexibility you have around your networks now. I think 2021 is shaping up to be an excellent year. And I'm really excited for you on a personal level and Anthem in general, but I'm also really excited for us and our partnership and then the constituents we serve. So thank you for all the hard work and position yourself so well. I know brokers will be pleased. So Alyson, that's the end of my formal questions. And I just can't thank you enough for taking time to be here with me through this digital forum today, having this conversation, and not only talking about Anthem, but really just talking about, the industry as a whole and how your organization and you in particular are supporting the unique environment and dynamics that we're experiencing right now. So I just wanted to raise a cup of coffee and say thank you and cheers. And I wish you all the best in Q4 and on into 2021. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jack. Always good to see you and really appreciate the partnership. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.